Hello, in this video demonstration, we will be going over how to set up an event-based schedule if a database record exists. An event-based schedule gives you the ability to run an already existing schedule, enabled or disabled, when an event occurs. The purpose of this demo will be to guide you through the process of setting up an event-based schedule. You can use the schedule on its own or in addition to a regular time-based schedule for the same report. To create an event-based schedule, click on New Schedule, then select Event-Based Schedule. From here, you will be taken to Step 1, Schedule Details. For scheduled name, enter in a unique name about your event-based schedule. We're going to call this one Event-Based Database Record. For scheduled location, select the location in which folder you would like to save your schedule in. In this example, we have chosen Desktop, CRD Examples. For description, enter in a unique description about your report. The keyword box is used later by Smart Folders to identify your schedule. Once you have entered in the required information, click on Next. You will then be taken to Step 2, Schedule Conditions. From here, you can select to fulfill if any or all of the conditions are fulfilled what you want your report to do. To select a condition, click on Add. In this example, we're doing database record exist. You will then be taken to the Condition Details Record Exists screen. For name, enter in the name of your condition. The next checkbox will allow you to choose whether the condition is true or false. For our condition, we're going to choose true. For DSN name, select the name of the database record that you want to modify. If your database requires a username and password, please enter it in the following boxes below. In this example, we'll be using a CRD example. Once you have selected your DSN name and entered in the required information, click on Connect. Then click on Next. You will then be taken to the Record Selection Query screen. You can choose what record you want your event-based schedule to trigger on by clicking on Build. You then have an option to manually type in the record by clicking on Advanced, or choosing Connect to choose the option the CRD has. In this example, we want our event-based schedule to trigger if a contact name exists. Once you have chose the record that you want to choose, click the down arrow, then hit Parse. You can then view the results that you want your event-based schedule to trigger on. If the information that you want is correct, click on OK, then hit Next. For condition details, select the column that uniquely identifies a data item. Once again, we're going to choose contact name. You can then select New Records Only or any matching records. Once you've selected this, click on OK. You will then be taken to Step 2, Schedule Conditions. From here, choose if any or all conditions are fulfilled, then perform the following tasks. You can also add another condition by clicking on Add, select Edit if you want to edit the current condition you have, and Delete to delete the condition you have. The up and down arrow changes the orders of the conditions. You can click Enable to automatically have your report run, or uncheck this to manually run your report. Once you have selected this information, click on Next. You will then be taken to Step 3, Report Type. From here, you can choose the options to run a new report, run an existing report, or none. Once you have chosen the following information, click on Next. You will then be taken to Step 5, Schedule Options. In here is the exception handling screen. This lets you change the settings on how to react if a schedule fails to execute. You can change options such as on error, retry executing schedules every certain amount of minutes, and how many times you want it to perform that task if it can't do it. Once you have entered in the following information, click on Next. You will then be taken to Step 5, Custom Tasks. The Custom Task screen will allow you to add additional options to choose from for your event-based schedule. You can choose stuff such as General, Files and Folders, Internet, Database, and Registry. To find out more information about the Custom Task screen, please view our Custom Task video. In this example, if you would like your event-based schedule to send you an alert saying that your event-based was triggered, click on Send Email and enter in a task name. Then select the sender in which you want to send the mail to. For subject, enter a brief subject about your schedule. Once you have entered in the information, click on OK. Then select Done. You can select Add to add additional tasks, Edit to edit the current task you have, and Delete to delete the task. The up and down arrows allows you to choose the order in which you want your custom task to run. Once this information has been fulfilled, click on Next. You will then be taken to Step 6, Execution Flow. From here, you can select if you want your schedule to run first, then your custom task, then your schedule, or your custom task first, then a schedule, then another custom task, depending on the information you chose. Once this information has been fulfilled, click on Finish. This is how you create an event-based schedule. If your schedule is enabled, then your event-based schedule will be triggered if the database record exists. If you don't have that checkbox enabled, you can manually execute your schedule by right-clicking on it and clicking on Execute. CRD will then try to search the database record depending on the condition you chose and send an email to you stating that your event-based schedule was triggered. This concludes our video demonstration.